Leftists are losing what's left of their minds over the Supreme Court rulings, of course, especially the Attorney General in the state of New York, Letitia James, a rabid opponent of President Trump, who thinks that she's above the law, naturally. Listen, James reacting to the news of the writing is what we're all waiting for. I think this is not over. The issue of birthright citizenship was not decided today. SCOTUS remanded to the lower court the authority of federal judges to issue nationwide injunctions. A state attorney general who respects the Constitution is now more important than ever. No, Tish, it is over. The Supreme Court ruled. The highest court ruled today in President Trump's favor, but pay no attention to that. And again, the rhetoric of the left, James, is pretty consistent and terrifyingly so. The Democrat that won, the communist Islamist that won the Democrat Party's primary for mayor in New York, big. The Democrats can't stop talking about, screw the Second Amendment, ipso facto, the Bill of Rights. We're going to come door to door with masks on like a third world hellhole and strip you of your firearms, and then you'll rue the day.
Yeah, I think it's a good reminder that when we look at what the role of this district judge, of the district court judges, it's to bring back to the localities. So when you have an issue in your neighborhood or in your community, it's that representative of the federal judiciary there on that bench to help you. So like in this case, going with the birthright citizenship case, the plaintiffs in that, it's being remanded back to them, to their localities. So the injunction might be in place for them. They may not be deported in this situation. However, to then have that one judge say, no, this is across the board, affecting other localities and other communities, that's the problem. It's like a mayor of one city dictating what every other city in this country gets to do. And so that's how you have to compare it. But the ultimate stopgap in this to ensure that the Constitution does not get trampled on is the Supreme Court. And I think we're so used to the Supreme Court taking these cases, and it takes years to get up to that level. But there are instances, and this court has shown it, that they will take emergency hearings if they need to be.
It is. It's a fast-moving train in America these days. President Trump receiving yet another win from the Supreme Court. Also today, the Supreme Court ruling to back parents. The mothers and fathers, men and women who have children, parents who seek to opt their kids out of the rabid LGBTQIAA plus books and education in elementary schools, just the little kids. The Democrats need to groom them early. President Trump today highlighting the victory for parents.
I think the ruling was a great ruling, and I think it's a great ruling for parents. It's really a ruling for parents. They lost control of the schools. They lost control of their child. And this is a tremendous victory for parents. And I'm not surprised by it, but I am surprised that it went this far. It took us to bring life back to normal. So it's wonderful. It's parental. And I kept saying, we will give you back your parental rights. They were taken away, and this is a tremendous victory for parents.
Well, there's a lot of nodding going on at the table, but Jason, I didn't see you nodding, but you've got kids, and you're an educator, and this parents should be able to opt out.
Yeah, no, I really don't have a problem with parents opting out, as long as they're not trying to also change the curriculum so that they can tell my kid what they can and cannot read. But if they want to opt their child out and say we don't want them to participate in this assignment, I don't have an issue with that. And the other thing I just want to say is communist Islamist is not a thing. That's not a thing. If you look at nations that have Islam in them, like Qatar, the Qataris are not communists. The Saudis are not communist. The Emiratis are not communist. They are hyper-capitalist.
We were just talking about the Democratic primary in New York.
Right. And the other thing that I would say is that, if you are talking about, oh, you want us to go back and go be a third world country, we just watched the U.S. government dropped 30,000-pound bombs on people. Your AR-15 is not going to stop the United States government. So
that's what Joe Biden said. You got to have F-16s to fight him. I think he threw that out there. And there is the famous Red-Green coalition. I would go back to Munich, 1972, and the communist Red Brigades providing their support to the Islamists of Black September. So it's not unprecedented, but now it's in New York, and they do it under the flag of the Democrat Party.
Information. Truth. is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.